Narrow and connect to the server.
All right.
All right. Well, I guess it's fate.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Go see what Nana needs. Anyway.
All right, we'll be starting real soon. We're just waiting for 2 more people. Hopefully, I'm gonna actually go spy on Nakata real quick because I know that he's live.
In the meantime, I'm gonna try and find my Yu-Gi-Oh deck.
Oh, he's only been streaming for an hour or so. What was that?
That?
Are you in a box?
He's in his car.
Close enough.
You know, what do I have in my side deck?
Hey, your main deck would get jealous. We're not. We're still.
Yeah.
We're waiting for you and Nakata.
No.
Ha!
Well, we're gonna start like right now, and you know, it's a good thing you're here. We were gonna start with it. No, I'm just kidding. No, don't get yourself in trouble, man. Just get home safely.
Nice.
I love how my entire side deck is just negations with 2 dark holes and a Beirut through in there.
What?
Hey, what did I take out for Zeus?
What's going on with the cast, man?
You tried the frig.
2 people aren't here yet, so we're giving them a little buffer. It's fine. It's fine. Relax.
Yeah, Ravenous Tarantula.
Mine titties.
Titties?
Yes.
I have those.
Aren't they fun to bounce around?
Oh wait, hold on. Let me.
dark mode.
It's cursed.
Yo, with your sensitive eyes.
It's not
Me
sensitive eyes.
turns- Hmm?
It's not sensitive eyes. It's aesthetically pleasing.
All my clothing. I'm real life dark mode.
That is a vibe. I think most of the time the only color I actually wear is pink.
Oh man, I wish. I like black and pink. That would be great.
That is my aesthetic, my gamer. Let's go.
Oh my god. Alright. Well, it's been 6 minutes. So, I mean...
For
this-
sure. 6 minutes. 6 minutes.
Oh no, it's been 7 minutes. Who cares? So, yeah, we're starting. Welcome everybody to the DMW Radio podcast. This is something new, and I'm probably not going to sound like this throughout all of them, if we even do more of them. But yeah, it's just that this time, for our first one, we're going to be covering a pretty heavy topic. So yeah, it's something that a lot of people see more than they realize. So yeah, but I also want to point out that I'm not the expert on this. I'm just gonna share some of my stories and what I've seen and gone through, and hopefully the fine group I'm with tonight will do the same. But they're going first because it's my podcast and it's my damn Twitch channel. I can do whatever the hell I want.
If it's your podcast, shouldn't it be fair that you go first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's my rules.
Yeah, you go first.
The house goes.
Oh, so we have to do the job first. I understand now.
Absolutely, absolutely. But how'd you get?
Mic off.
You can only imagine something happened in his house. Because, how'd you get? And then he cut up.
Mhm. I told you the nervousness was going to get him. He was going to.
Mic on.
Something happened.
No,
Oh,
no,
man.
no. It was a dog.
Mhm.
It was a dog. She
Sure.
climbed over the
Gonna
gate
pass time.
and looked over. She's like, I
Get
can't
to this
get.
podcast
I
and
can't
start
get back.
talking.
But no, yeah. So we're basically be talking about abusive relationships, domestic abuse, and just abuse in general, and Stockholm syndrome. So now
Got
some of you,
stocks.
some of you might be wondering, what the hell is Stockholm syndrome? Well, I learned about it from a YouTube video. So a lot of people might not know, but Stockholm syndrome is the non scientific way of saying it is basically Beauty and the Beast syndrome. That's the most known case of Stockholm syndrome, where basically you start getting feelings of endearment and attachment towards your captors after weeks, months, or even years of them just keeping you captive. And it's basically trauma bonding. You're psychologically trying to work yourself into thinking, if I be nice and be good to this person, they'll treat me better and I might be able to get out of this. But over time, you start, quote unquote, developing feelings of attachment. So, which is why Beauty and the Beast is the best term for it, because that movie is literally Stockholm syndrome in a nutshell. Without you even realizing it, Beast literally kidnaps Belle and forces her to marry him. And he keeps her at his castle against her will, and then she eventually starts getting feelings for the man, feeling sorry for him. Stockholm syndrome. The only reason why everyone thinks is otherwise is because it happened in a fairy tale land. If that shit happened in real life, that'd be all over the news and it'll be an ID special. That'll be set on reruns.
That's why my old language teacher, Miss Anderson, called it Disney-fied.
Yeah.
Or as Tofu says, Disney evil.
Or just Disney in general.
I cannot confirm nor deny. Because I'm not trying to get on Disney's bad side. But anyway. Oh, just have a drink.
Oh, anti-Semitic quote number 53. Oh,
No!
Talking my ass is still the work.
Wasn't that supposed to be a serious talk?
sorry.
To be fair, the awkwardness of the subject matter could be causing a lot of us, I know it is for me, to
Be a little
act a
awkward.
bit more outlandish and excessive.
Which is understandable because it's like I said at the beginning, it's a heavy topic. And we're tackling this today for the first time with no prep, and this is the first podcast ever. So we're really tackling this shit hard mode style.
Well, we did it. We are actually the first ever podcast to exist.
Yeah,
oh yes,
right?
yes.
Oh,
No other
man, this
no
is
other
history
podcast
in the
existed
making.
before us. Absolutely.
So has it started?
Yes.
What?
Started a long time ago, kids.
Where have you
I
been?
was AFK.
If there has ever been a comment to describe just how unprepared this is, wait, have we started?
But
Hey, to be fair, I'm recovering from a sinus infection.
fair
Battery
enough,
low.
fair enough. But yeah, we
I
just
am
Understandable.
stoned out of my ever-living mind.
And you were
I'm enjoying some
Charging
cheese.
battery.
but yeah,
Oh, cheese is kind of good.
yeah, we
Sorry,
just
no, I went upstairs and I'm like, what do I want to eat in my brain without skipping a beat?
Cheese.
And Shale
Go ahead.
Gorath's voice. I'm like, fair point.
Fair point. But yeah, we just gone over Stockholm Syndrome and how Beauty and the Beast is literally the perfect tale of it.
You know, I'll say this one, I was in an abusive relationship before. Not saying any names. Because
ooh.
I don't want any trouble.
I got names. I got names for this. All right, I made up a whole bunch of names just in case people had stories to tell or wanted, you know, to share their story without, you know, incriminating anybody. All right, so gender neutral name, Mike.
Escobar.
Mike and Bob. No, Bobby.
Escobar.
Bobby
Gender
and Billy.
neutral.
Bobby and Billy.
Mike.
What about Escobar? Escobar's neutral.
No. Biff. All right, Biff, Kit. There you go.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Well, at first he would abuse at an emotional level.
Like,
Me being like the shy, timid recluse that I am, don't know how to defend myself really. He started getting abusive.
without opening up any old wounds or any like scars, like how physical?
Oh, he'll kick my ass.
Fuck.
And I finally got fed up with it and broke one of his arms and knocked out a few teeth.
Yeah. Okay. How long did it take for you to get to that point?
Second time.
Second time.
Yep.
So the second time of him being abusive in general, or second time of him being physically abusive?
Second time him being physically abusive. Because I just wanted to cuddle, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, he didn't want that, so he didn't get his way. So he just rolled over, rolled a smoke, like literally grabbed my pack without asking. So he had his own tobacco and papers. Decided to start up my game system. And I'm like, what do you think you're doing? He's like, playing a game. And I'm like, no, we can watch a movie and snuggle. You're not playing a single player game. He backhanded me and I just got up and whooped his fucking ass. I ragdolled him around the fucking room.
Shit. I don't mean to laugh, but just the thought of just the sight of
The fucking TV.
Jesus.
And it wasn't none of those one flat screen TVs. I'm talking the big hulky TV with the DVD VHS fucking combo. I fucking threw the fucker into it and landed on his arm.
Jesus.
I whooped the shit out of him. And it was out of self-defense.
I mean, yeah, he backhanded you.
Just
Like, it wasn't like a backhanded slap, like backhanded fist.
Oh yeah, no, I would whoop his ass.
Sorry,
Or
he gave me
tried
a
to.
bloody nose. And all I seen was red.
well, yeah. I mean, blood is red when it leaves the body. I'm sorry, kid.
I went berserk.
All I could think of is speed grapher, self-defense, self-defense.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, not to try and make light of the whole story there, but I was just imagining that happening in like a Gmod physics engine.
If only. If only I was fast enough in sandbox mode for that.
I mean, that's what VODs are for.
Fair enough.
Like, the TV didn't break any bones in his arm. It like dislocated his shoulder good. Like, it was bad.
So, but it's safe to say he left you alone after that, right?
Oh, like after I got the TV up off of him, he's like, I 100% deserved that. I will leave. You do not deserve this. I do not deserve you. Goodbye. So he knew he fucked up.
Alright. 9. Wait, hold on. So after that, you.
I've talked to him since.
Was this when were you in Texas at the time?
No. This was back in high school.
Oh shit. Yeah, I was never really in at least, I don't know, because I'm oblivious to a lot of stuff, and I just think it's normal because on how I was brought up, basically the punching back from my entire family. So I basically grew up thinking everything was my fault. So whenever something went wrong or someone got frustrated and yelled at me, I literally thought it was my fault.
And that's another part of abuse. It gets you thinking that you're at fault. Like I don't know, man. That one of my girlfriends had me thinking that I was the problem. I made her breakfast in bed every fucking day for a month before I finally gave up and asked her why she was mad at me. and she couldn't give me a good reason, so I left. She just said, because I want to be. Fucking go be mad at someone else. Dude, this girl was so bad that she antagonized someone else's ex-girlfriend to the point where she tried to run her over.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Shit. So I asked Marlon stepbrother if he wanted to share anything, but he never got back to me. So, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't watch my streams or anything anyway. So I'll be golden.
It'll be what?
I'll be golden. But no, like it blew my mind because when I was younger, he used to beat the fuck out of me. My older stepbrother did, and when he got a girlfriend, all of that stopped. And then I thought, holy shit, that's fucking awesome. She saved my life. But then I started noticing he started like wearing baggier clothes. Man skateboarded and did MMA and worked and played soccer. He was not known for baggy clothes. But come to find out that his girlfriend was fucking batshit crazy. Would literally just snap on him, throw shit at him, and just break shit. I didn't realize it at the time because he didn't tell me any of this until after like years. He told me this like 2 years ago because I would always help him clean up his room. That shit would be fucking destroyed. There'd be broken shit everywhere, and it was her. Like this chick, they'd be sitting down playing on PlayStation 2, and all of a sudden she would just get mad, take the controller, and just beat him. And he wouldn't do anything about it because it scared him. And that surprised me because here I am thinking, this guy, the guy that used to beat the fuck out of me, was getting beaten worse than he ever beaten me, and he's more terrified than I was. Like it was a weird mixture of feelings. Like at first I thought it was funny, but then after I was like, that's kind of fucked. Because thinking back, man beat the fuck out of me. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. But because of that, I know how to take an ass whooping and still be fine. Not saying that that's all right, that it's good. That's not, and no one should have to have that trait or have that skill. That shouldn't be something that you'd need.
Unless you have a really, really bad habit for pissing people off.
I mean, at that point, if you're actively pissing people off to where they want to beat the shit out of you, then at that point you deserve to get your ass beat.
Yeah. But that might be a valuable skill to have if that's going to be the life they choose.
I mean, I guess, yeah. But, I felt bad for this man. And my idiotic older cousin who I won't say his name, but let's just say evolution, father of evolution. All right, this man was outgoing, always wanted to do something fucking crazy. Like, we used to make the works bombs. I'm not gonna get into what they are or how to make them. If you want to know, just fucking YouTube it. You can YouTube anything nowadays anyway. But yeah, so when he graduated high school and went on to college, he moved to Florida to go work. And then he comes back with a wife. A wife and 2 kids. And
Oh,
this woman,
lovely.
this
Me making my way there. Oh, go ahead,
woman
sorry.
was the definition of batshit crazy. She only cared about herself. Would make this man stay up super late, waiting on her on hand and foot. Where this man would fucking work 12-hour shifts, only to come home, or well, come home to his parents' house because he moved back with his parents, and she came with him. Only for him to basically see her just sitting down and yelling at her newborn because he's crying, because for hours he was basically laying in his own shit. And she would throw shit at the man and basically yell at him to basically shut up the child. She would purposely drain their bank account just so she can buy random shit. And when I mean random shit, I mean random shit. Like every
The
other
Home Shopping Network told me I needed this. That kind of lady.
Yes. But I saw this ad on Facebook about this item. And she always wanted to go out and do expensive ass things. And when they'd invite me, she would make it a personal goal to basically make it known that I was different. In the way in a way everyone's all too familiar with. Which only made her look like a dumbass because my cousins were Hispanic. She was white. If anything, she was the outsider. But they would get into arguments all the time. And when they fight, or when they fought, like not physical, like verbally, she would take it out on the kids. No, when they weren't even a year old yet at the time. I'll never forget this shit. I was in the living room, and all of a sudden I hear, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I turn around, and the door to the room is open, and I see this woman grab the baby's blanket that the baby was laying on and fucking try to perform the fucking tablecloth trick with the baby. Ends up flipping this child like he's a fucking flapjack. Not the child was not even 3 months old yet. And he just stops crying, stops moving, stops everything, just freezes up. And we're all just freaking out. He rushes to the hospital. She calls the cops and basically saying that he abused her. And she's scratching herself, making it seem like he scratched her up. Just a fucking despicable woman. Messed this man up badly. To where now he hardly has a relationship with his younger brother. And just hates his younger brother's guts now. Because of how badly she messed him up. All the stress she put on this man, all the time and energy wasted in legal battles and court shits, all because she had to get her way. And she's still fighting tooth and nail too.
That is the definition. Dictionary.
And the sad part is, I think he still loves her because he's trapped. She has made him feel like he was trapped.
My favorite is when they make you feel like you have no hope with anyone else, that they've been doing you a favor this whole fucking time. That you've ruined guys for them, and man, some people can say some pretty mean things.
Yeah. Like, it's just crazy because it happens more often than you think, because you never know. Especially nowadays, because so many people think that it's easy to just leave or just get up and leave. There, it's a lot of emotional turmoil and stress. And some of you guys might not think stress is that big of a deal. Stress can literally kill you. Stress can cause you to have so many mental and health problems.
I can't, like, I'm not a doctor, and I don't think any doctors have confirmed this, but they might have. Every single time my mom has large amounts of stress in her life, she ends up with another bout of cancer. So whenever she was fighting the university because they kept trying to screw her over, like time after time after time, she kept getting cancer time after time after time because it was just this stressful event. I don't know, I'm sorry. I mean to
No, you're good.
hijack or anything.
I need that time to eat me some chips. But
It's like the highway patrol.
Oh my
that's what bothers me most about when people say, like, oh, you just stress, calm down, it's fine, it's fine. No, it's not fine. That's not how stress works. If it was as easy as just calm down, everything's gonna be fine, stress wouldn't fucking exist. Stress has put me in the hospital more than my fair share of times. It has got me to the point where I can't breathe. I like I and it's not they can't figure out a direct cause for it, but if I get too stressed, like if my levels of stress way exceed what my body can handle, I collapse and uh, I think I can't remember the term they gave for it. I think it was something like anxiety-induced pseudo seizure, but it's so severe in me that I can't breathe. I have to get taken to the hospital or put on, given like some like gas and oxygen, I think it is, just to get me to start breathing again. Stress is a bad thing. People who say just calm down clearly don't fucking understand what, like, I don't mean to sound like vain or anything, but they clearly don't understand proper stress, like traumatic stress, like severe cases of it, because if they did, they wouldn't say just calm down, because it's not that simple.
Yeah, no, there's some things that are beyond your control, and just calming down isn't going to do you any good. Like I don't know how to get that point across. Like if you're stressed out because you're about to be evicted, I mean, you're still going to be evicted. So, I mean, I don't know. That's a very stressful situation. Anyone who doesn't think you'd be stressed in that situation is probably
They're an
not
idiot.
all there.
They're an idiot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, who wouldn't be stressed if they're getting evicted? Like, un- unless you had a surefire backup plan to where you can go just like that instantly without having to worry about shit, you're gonna be stressed. Like, getting evicted is one of the probably fucking terrifying thing too.
So out of curiosity, what how far can stories go?
As far back as you
What
want.
do you want?
No, I don't mean time wise. I mean severity wise. Like, what's the like cut off point where it's like, okay, this is too heavy for the subject matter?
Murder, I guess.
Because
Or like
I've
like gruesome details. Like we're we're not trying to write a paint a picture with words.
yeah, because I've got a couple of personal stories, and one of them, it's something that I severely struggle with, and bringing it up, it just clicks something in me, and I just start to feel myself shutting down. But so a while back, like, oh, I don't know, like 4 or 5-ish years ago, I used to, cause I'm degenerate furry trash. I used to go to this little fur meet nearby where I live, a place called Leeds.
Yeah.
It's actually where I met Travis originally.
I was gonna say yeah, because Travis goes to the Leeds for meets all the time, and he always posts YouTube videos about it.
Yeah, I've pretty much become his camera woman for those videos, by the way, at this point.
Nice.
But so it was. So even back then, I had a bit of a crush on Travis, but at this time, I was a very closeted, very shy, anxious trans girl. Like, I mean, to try and persuade people against the idea that I could possibly be trans, I was dressing overtly masculine. You know, I'd be wearing suits all the time. You know, trying to dress sharp. You know, keeping my hair cut short, no matter how much I wanted long hair. And so I was basically I'm trying to paint the picture that I was very self-conscious and very scared of everything at this point. And Travis was like this one person who I could see at these meets and get excited by because it means I got to hang around with someone who, you know, was kind, who was good, but obviously because of how shy and scared of everything I didn't bring anything until someone came along who I'm going to refer to as Rainbow, to not give them a name, but to give people who may, for some reason, be watching this, who knows me, context into who I'm talking about. And they quickly found out I was trans. They, you know, were helping me. They made me feel secure. They made me feel safe in myself, like I had someone to support me. And because those were emotions I hadn't experienced before, it quickly fell into this idea that, you know, oh, I have feelings for them because they're so nice to me. They're one of the first people to actually be nice to me in my pretty much life at that point. Because if I explain my entire backstory, that'll take up the whole fucking podcast.
God, right?
But let's just say, even at this point of my life, I was an entire ball of stress and anxiousness and trauma. It was bad. But then comes this one person, this Rainbow, they did feel like a rainbow in my life, which was an ironic nickname. But so at first everything was fine. No, they were being supportive. They were, you know, they were showing care at the time they were with someone, and I was like, oh well, you know, this is fine. But then they were telling me they were basically, this is gonna sound ironic given what I'm currently doing, but they were victimizing themselves, saying that the relationship they were in was, you know, a bad one. It was very hard on them. It was destroying them as a person, but they didn't know how to get out of it. So they were, you know, connecting with me as a way to try and loophole these feelings of, oh, you know, I need support, which resonated in me. Because that was what I was doing. And so eventually we started sort of seeing each other on the side. They ended up splitting up with their the person they were currently with at the time, and we properly got together for about a week. Because quickly after they broke up with this person and then got with me, this is a visual gesture, but for context I'm air quoting that one. It's like they suddenly changed. They were like, they were saying how frightened they were all the time, how much they needed how much they needed me to be with them at all times because they're so scared, because this person I was with, they know where I live, and you know, they could come back at any time. But by the way, while they were saying this, he was already in the process of moving down towards London.
Jesus.
But they were so scared, so I had to spend all my time. At this moment in time, I was working as security, as you know, I was doing a stewarding for sporting and music events. Like, I was going places, I was doing everything, but because of how dependent they seemed like they were on me to get some form of comfort and safety, I stopped going to shifts. I stopped turning up. I didn't even get in touch with my boss to explain why I wasn't going to be there, because they made me feel like I needed to devote my entire time to them to give them some form of support. Like, they made me feel like at this point, because of how, you know, much they helped me, that I had to devote all of my time and energy and resources and effort, all my money, all my mental capacity, everything. None of my issues mattered to me. I needed to buy things, I needed to pay rent, I needed to pay bills. No, none of that mattered, because all of my time, energy and resources had to go towards them to make sure they were okay, because they needed that. So all of my money would be going to them. All of my effort would be going to them. Or everything would be going to them. and I'd be doing things for them to get some form of sign of joy or happiness or even a fucking smile on their face, but it was never enough. It was never enough for them. I gave everything I had, and they just weren't giving anything back. There was one time where for like 2 nights straight, they were just, pissed off at me because they were in a bit of an unhappy mood and demanded that I gave them space. They demanded that I gave them space. And so I was like, fair enough, I'll be in the other room. I'm here for you if you need me. You know that, right? Yeah, I know that. And then about an hour or two later, they started playing fucking, I think it was High Hopes by Panic at the Disco. Because that was their happy song, which they had never told me once before in their life. They never said, oh, if I play this song, it's a sign that I'm happy. No, they just assumed I'd understand that by some fucking telepathy or some bollocks. But they started playing that, and because I didn't know the context for that, they come storming into the room, practically took the door off the fucking hinges and started yelling and berating me. How did you not know that I was playing this? It means I'm happy. How did you not know that if I'm playing this one particular song in the fucking cacophony of songs that exist in the universe, this one particular song means that I am happy now? I'm supposed to just know that, by the way. And so start shouting and berating me because I didn't know this crucial bit of information, and that I didn't come in immediately as soon as I heard the tiniest fraction of that song playing. By the way, it hadn't even got to the first chorus. And I felt bad for that. I felt bad for not knowing, because I should have known, like, I was with this person, I should have known this one song in particular meant that they were happy, and I felt like the devil for not knowing that. Eventually, they were like, right, look, you're starting to make me uncomfortable, like, I want you to get all your stuff and, like, leave here because, despite the fact that I was demanding that you spend all your time with me, but despite the fact that you almost lost your fucking job because of me, because of all the time you were spending with me to make sure I was alright, despite all that, you're making me uncomfortable, and it feels like you're just trying to move in here, even though I'm the one who's demanding that you spend all your time here, so just leave. By the way, before the end of that day that they removed me from their lives, they were immediately with someone else.
That's fucked. Like, why did they make you go through all of those emotional fucking fucking loops?
I've been trying to come to terms with any possible reason why any of that could have happened, but ever since it happened, and the only thing I can think of is they were using me as a stepping stone to get out of the relationship they were in to move on to someone else as soon as they were out of that. Which, by the way, fun fact, the person who they ended up moving on to within the same day was my, at the time, best friend.
That's even more fucked.
Because while they were doing all this fucky-wucky with me, making me frightened of taking a single wrong step in any possible relationship scenario, getting me to the point where, to this day, I still question. I have to actively question people on where I stand with them. Like, I'm constantly frightened that I'm making any possible misstep in any form of, communication or relationship. Hell, I feel sorry for Travis because this affected me so much that I am still questioning, where I stand with him, because I'm too scared of not knowing, but I'm also too scared of asking because I don't want to seem like I'm droning on about it,
Yeah.
But while they were doing this with me, they were actually messaging my best friend, one of the closest people, one of the very few people who through my life had, stuck by me through, the ups and downs, saying how I was, manipulative and how I was treating them like shit, and how, like, they'd ask for, very small things that, would cheer them up, and I just wasn't giving it to them. No, instead I was giving them my entire damn fucking paycheck, while also sacrificing almost sacrificing my job to make sure they were okay. That's what I was doing. That I'm a devil, clearly. So within the day of splitting me, they were with my best friend. He's just loving life.
Yeah, there's some people in life that are just freaking abusive, that are just pure evil. I cannot believe how.
Yeah, like, I'm just fucking like, I'm dumbfounded. Like, holy shit. What a fucking scumbag.
You want to know, like, I feel bad because, like, obviously, Renka, you've had some experience with me. I don't like saying bad things about people.
No.
I like to try and be as supportive as possible because, like I said, I've not had much support in my life, so I want to give as much support as I can to try and compensate for the fact, because I don't want people to feel like how I did back then before Travis in the BT times. But you want to know what makes me ecstatic about that whole interaction, and I feel awful for saying this. Their relationship with my then best friend lasted a solid 2 days before he got smart and realized how much of a bitch they were.
Wow. Fucking wow.
I didn't have that luxury. I didn't have that smarts. I didn't have that knowledge because I needed them. I needed them. At the beginning, they made me feel so secure, so safe. Before we actually got together, I needed them because I thought, oh, this is a temporary thing, you know, that once things are settled in, you know, they'll go back to how they were treating me, and I needed that feeling in my life.
It's like, it's always rough because you hope that there's a light at the end of this tunnel, that oh, maybe something's just wrong, maybe they're just under a lot of stress, and you just hope and pray that you can get through this and things will go back to how they used to be back when you first started dating, during that fairy tale era, during the honeymoon stage.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people don't realize, is people can't leave because they're stuck mentally, because they want to believe that it will get better, that if they just hold on, that things will get better. And I think it's especially rough in married couples because of the vows you take.
Oh, but like, can we just talk about how easy it is to get married, but then how way too hard it is to get unmarried?
And expensive.
And expensive. Yeah, it's awful.
It's like $500 here.
Oh, my mum and dad have been.
Ohio, it's like $1,500.
My mum and dad have been trying to get divorced from each other for about fucking 4-ish years at this point, and they still haven't got there.
Yeah, my distant cousin's parents, they've been divorced, quote unquote, for 15 years, and she just now signed the papers.
Yeah, like, I think I was about, keep in mind, I'm really gonna feel old here, but I'm 23 years old.
Ah, shut the fuck up.
Oh
my god.
Hey, let me have this, okay? Let me have this. I feel old.
Nope.
23? You're gonna be dead by the time you're 30 if you feel old at 23. Jesus.
Please don't say that. I'm dreading 30. But
how do you think I feel? I'm 26.
How can you dread 30? Dude, dirty 30. Dirty 30.
the only dirty thing about me is my mind and my internet history. 30 ain't gonna change that.
Nah, dirty 30, girl. Come on.
But I'm like, that was a bit of a wild tangent, but I'm currently 23 now, and my dad originally moved out, and they were separated when I was 4 years old.
Sorry, hold on. What's a dad?
I mean, I know, right? Tell me about it.
Sorry, mine's been mine died, but it's
The-
fine.
Dad's that guy who showed up a few times to give you a toy on your birthday and then was never seen again.
Yeah, I didn't even get that.
I'm gonna be going on my bed, so
right.
take care, everyone,
All right.
and I hope the podcast goes well.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So,
Later.
see ya.
It's going good so far. We got babies flipping like pancakes and everything in here. We're doing good.
Oh,
That's a hot take if I ever heard one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Nothing like smoking a cigarette and talking to your boys. It's fine.
and that one girl who's just there.
It's fine. It's
But-
fine.
But
What about you, Tyler?
I'm kind of lost on that. You're smoking a cigarette and talking to your boys.
It's the boys, you know.
the boys.
I mean, here,
Oh my god.
here, the boys mean you're nuts. So you're smoking a cigarette, talking to your balls.
Wait,
I mean-
hold on.
Hey,
Hold up.
I'm
Excuse me,
just
Richard?
like,
What the fuck?
That's
Where?
your boys
Where?
in Virginia and Carolina.
No!
Yes!
No!
Oh, I feel out of
Yes.
place being British, but even I could probably speak for the rest of the America saying, no, that is wrong.
I
your
have,
boys.
I have never heard someone from Virginia
Yeah.
call their nuts the boys.
Yeah.
Hold on, Derek. Do you call your nuts the boys?
No.
He's
I don't
like,
call
no.
them the
What the fuck?
It's rendered.
But-
It,
I call mine my
Nothing
girls.
to do with that. What do you
Yeah.
call you Shank? You don't call you Shank nothing? You don't
I call
say,
it
"That's
Yellow
my dude,
McSunday,
that's
all
my
right?
man, that's my best friend.
My ride or die.
The berries.
hey, the angle of the dangle is directly proportionate to the mass of the ass. Thank you very much.
Hey,
The mass of my ass makes the dangle bigger. Let's just say that.
Anyway, what's that got to do with beating up and bitch smacking people? Let's get back to that.
Wait.
I'm gonna mute my mic again and listen to this some more.
Well,
I knew
all
this
right.
chick who could play hacky sack with her tits.
Oh my god.
Can you tie them in a knot and tie them in a bow?
I
You,
don't.
you see, the
I
fun fact.
don't know if they were Velvet Von Black.
The fun thing about me is, you know those office toys where it's like the 5 balls on strings, and you pull one of them at the end, let it hit the others, and it's the perpetual motion carries the other end up, and then it goes like that. Yeah, one of those. I can do those with my tits while letting my balls hang like pendulums. Let's
Jesus
go.
fuck. You know, I'm kind
I
of
got
glad.
cradle to my chest and pendulum in my pants. Let's go.
I'm kind of glad it was commercial break on Twitch, but I just realized it won't be a commercial on the VOD. It's going straight to YouTube. What?
Fucking go. Your girl has a nutsack.
Alright. Yeah, it's fine.
It's your
Everybody
turn.
needs everybody needs a little surprise.
Oh no. All right,
Surprise is
Cinder.
gonna be when it goes.
Your turn.
My turn?
Your turn.
That is correct.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh,
What you get for
God,
being
want
late?
You want my fucked up relationships?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
At least
well-
you had one.
I'm gonna be honest. I as a kid, like, was molested. Not fun.
I think you need to elaborate on that one, boy. You can't just drop that bombshell and just be like, anyway, moving on, carrying on.
I mean, there's nothing more to say about it. I was molested as a child.
Who
and
by who?
I don't know.
Was it Uncle Patrick?
Actually, I actually talked.
I'm
to
sorry, don't say Patrick, that's my dead name.
Oh no!
I did nothing, I was not a part of the story.
I don't know who they were. I actually told my brother the other day the full story, and he was like, he went through people, and like, we tried to narrow it down, but my body like only told me of faces that looked really uncomfortable, but that was about it. But like as a child, like I was left alone a lot because my parents were just busy and
Oh
my
shit,
brothers
same.
were never around. And then I had access to the internet. Well, anybody remember Omegle?
Yes,
Well,
unfortunately.
I actually made a lot of I made my rounds of friends there, unfortunately, and a lot of the time I like ended up getting like groomed or meeting random people, just friends. I had like on and off like 6 or 7 different boyfriends in the span of like a year because I
Jesus.
didn't know what I wanted, and it was all online. And the last two, were interesting. The last one I did was when I was 15. This sounds horrible, and the guy was 30.
Huh? Huh?
You heard me. This guy was 50.
Huh?
This guy was 30, and he called me his little puppy.
Oh my
No.
god.
Oh
Oh
no.
no.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh no.
This guy this guy had me under his finger because like I needed attention and nobody would give it to me. He never actually sent me anything explicit, believe it or not. But some of the chats were no, well, y'all know what YIF is, but
Yeah.
worse.
Okay.
I am
Okay.
well
So
versed.
so basically, this man basically early 2000 is Discord kittened you.
Yeah, pretty much. Then after that, like I met Michael. Guess I probably shouldn't use names. Oops.
Whoopsie. Don't worry.
Well, I
That,
also met
I'll edit
them
that out.
on. I also met them on Omegle, unintentionally. But believe it or not, I met this person. You know this person, Jack.
Yes.
That's not their actual name. I met Jack through Omegle.
What?
Yeah, I met him on Omegle, and we just became friends. And like, well, at one point, like I thought about dating him, but then like I met his friend Michael. Oh shit, not again.
That's twice.
Actually, that's not even his real name. I take it back because like he used it as like an alias, like that's what the name he wanted. But like I was really vulnerable and needed somebody, and like this person suddenly like popped in my life again, and I talked to them for months. They're only like 2 or 3 years older than me. So I was like 15. They were probably like 17.
Uh-huh.
Not too bad of a age difference, but like early on in the relationship, like he would not like talk to me at like months at a time, or like weeks at a time, where I would go months without talking to him, or they would just disappear, and it would like, you know, as a person, like I remember going to bed and crying because I just wanted to say hello or wanted to hear that they're okay. But I held on, you know. And then one year, I that was like the end of the year, like the first year of the relationship, and I went to church camp. This is dumb. And this
Hold
kid
on.
came out to me.
Hold on, real quick. Explain church camp, because I don't know what the fuck that is. Like to me, summer camp has always been going to an elementary school for like 8 hours out of the day for your fucking summer, and just
We
having.
loaded up in a bus.
Oh my
We
god.
traveled to the middle of butt fuck nowhere.
Oh no.
In cabins, and then we slept and had a little retreat all about God. Look at me now, bitches. I'm a heathen and I'm a pagan. Get fucked and I work with demons. Let's go.
So basically,
Um,
basically, you were in a cabin in the middle of the woods.
Oh yeah, I'm in the middle of the woods wanting to make like potions and all the elixirs and that. But it's fine. This kid came out to me as gay, and then trans. And then we proceeded to like mess around as I don't know, horny teenagers. Well, I ended up telling my boyfriend at the time, and like I was realizing that like he wasn't giving me enough attention, and then he pulled like the biggest emotional manipulation possible. Like he started to pull out all the stops and like trying to make me give me stay for all of these reasons that he like loved me and like all this reason, and like he didn't care and he just wanted me to stay, and like it like emotionally like he made me stay. Then like I decided to stay, and I wish I had left, like looking back at it. But like continue on another 5 years. I turned finally, no, I'd say probably 3 years. And then I finally turn 18 and I go meet this guy. I go meet this guy, and like I'm obviously still not getting the like emotional needs or like physical needs or any kind of needs met. And I like still found attention. Like this would repeat for like process of like constantly not hearing back from him for months or weeks sometimes, and then I'm like sometimes I would only get like one word sentences or like one word replies, and then like we met, and I cheated again. Like wasn't my proudest moment, but I still wasn't getting the attention. And like the day before I was supposed to leave, he took my virginity, told me he has something to talk to me on the way home. And as I'm leaving, like as I'm on the plane, he tells me he's breaking up with me. And like this sends me into an absolute frenzy of like emotions, because like this is still the first person I've ever loved. And now they're gone and I didn't know how to handle it, you know? It's like my whole entire world like was caving in. I somehow like worked it out that I would do better, and I actually did better for like another 2-3 years. And then, oh, I really don't give a shit if I talk about this person or not. This person is a garbage piece of shit. There is my best friend's ex-wife who came to live at my house. And well, she got in between the relationship between me and Michael. And basically, she like came to live with me for a month and became like one of my best friends at the time, and like began to like tell me all these stories about my best friend, and like twist my feelings and everything, how I felt about her, or like towards him, towards against her, or like towards her like side. This she actually she kissed me randomly, and it was all a joke. I was like, oh, one day like maybe I am really straight, and I was like, no, I can't really be, then one day she kissed me. Well, that like sent the teenage hormones into like overdrive, and I was like wrapped around her finger.
Oh, I can relate. Oh my god, I can relate to that.
We got into a throuple with me and Michael, and then well, let me put it to you this way, this dumb bitch, it was like looking at like I had another sociopath this time. And then I had another abusive, like emotionally, like abusive eh, person. Basically twist, like my innocent little mind around them until they were on their side, and like off and on we would kind of like be together, then off together, on together, off together, until one fateful night she invited me down to their Thanksgiving, and I am
So, don't tell me you fucked her.
no, this is where I mean, I've fucked her many a times at this point.
Oh.
um she invited me down to her parents' Thanksgiving, and I went. And that night, we fucked. We were all in the bed, and then she broke up with me, and then I was like, okay, well, I then tried to do the whole thing where I tried to get her back, and then it just didn't fucking. Everything was going to shit. And then the next day, like, Michael then breaks up with me again. And now, at this point, like, I'm a complete mess, and, like, for some reason, whenever, like, my ex at this point would break up with me, like, my body would just go into a visceral effect where I just didn't want to eat, I didn't want to do anything, kind of just shut down. So both Michael and my ex bitch of, I guess girlfriend at the time, have both broken up with me. And I'm getting this sneaking suspicion that there's something more going on behind my back, and I finally, after a little bit of digging, I realized that, because this all started because I realized that he was cheating on me with her, um, in order to get back at me. Mind you, this is the same person who coerced me into having sex with her in order to see if I would break.
Wow.
It wasn't until about last year that I realized, oh shit, I was raped. Like, at the time, like, Michael pushed this girl, uh, to have sex with me until I broke to see if I would lie. Um,
Yo.
and then and and Michael began to like flirt and he cheated on me, and then like broke my heart more, and like traumatized me, like because I was like, I'm now being hurt on top and hurt on top of like more hurt. I'm now in the middle, 4 hours away from my house, with nobody I know. This is this family that I'm supposed to be normal with, and I am like in absolute shambles. I can't sleep. I'm supposed to act normal, and I'm 4 hours away. On the way home, she then has the audacity to turn and tell me and Michael are together, and I'm going to go see him next week to see how he is. Me, freaking the fuck out. My suspicions had been right, that they're together. I now have an awkward, like, 4-hour car ride back home where, like, I just spew, like, my heart out
Good night.
about this person. And it was all to avail for nothing. A week later, they separated, and then, like, at the end of the month, we were together again. Fast forward 2 more years, Michael moves in. Under the pretenses that he helps me with my dad, and he never has to get a job, apparently. Yeah, so he became a freeloader after my dad died. Basically drained me, sat on my couch for 2 or 3 months, did nothing. refused to do anything over here because I don't know. Mind you, this person never introduced me to his family as his boyfriend. His family would never know I was with him. uh, and then, like, the year COVID hit, before, like, COVID hit, so 2020, he went back to wherever the fuck he's from. And I, like, I don't know, that, like, started to change in me because I realized that this person was not providing anything that I needed. This sounds awful. During like the the pandemic, I was still with him technically, and I had a guy over, and I full on fucked that guy, and I had no remorse after it, and I don't like I feel horrible that I did it, like I feel horrible that like I cheated on somebody, but I have no remorse. I and then like maybe I did it like one more other time and never said anything, but like I came to a point like I was working at a scream park and I had been like flirting and like doing a few questionable things with my coworker, quite on and off. Um, in the woods, super fun. Um, like the night of Halloween, I made a prayer to like anyone that was listening, specifically to entities, but it's not really to get into like if spirituality. I asked for help because I didn't know what else I wanted to do anymore because like I felt conflicted about like my life. Like I didn't know, like I didn't want to be with this person. I didn't know have the strength. And then the next day I broke up with them because they told me they didn't care about my mental health, and it was the final straw that I realized that I didn't want to be with this person anymore. That this person who I emotionally attached myself to for so long, who continuously like we continued to hold on to each other out of comfort, I suppose. Um, it just wasn't healthy anymore. And after I was able to leave, I was able to realize all of the, well, just the shit, like the shitstorm that was the relationship, you know. Um, I should have gotten away that first year, but I didn't. Um, there were one night that like we had broken up, and then he told me. I'm assuming either it is a lie or not. I don't know. But he told me that the first night that the reason that the call was never actually really sketchy, and he had somebody over, and somebody was actually giving him like a blowjob during the first call that we ever were together. And then he told me all of these horrible things to make me feel really awful. And then he said that was just a lie, and I still believed him. Um, Now I'm in a really healthy relationship. um, I've got an amazing partner who I have no problem communicating with. No problems. I just talk. Whereas I never could get a word out of this other person, or like a conversation would be the same conversation day in and day out. Um, Nothing changed. And it's not until a person's at their very last wit's end do they want to do anything about it. A person has to lose everything for them to realize, wait, maybe this isn't what we need. I need to change it. And the only person who can change it is you, because you are the ultimate product of what you make.
And no, it is not easy. So don't ever think,
And it's not easy. Hell no. It took me praying to entities for help to realize, this isn't what I need. This isn't what I want, you know?
yeah.
It's not easy for people, and like I will never tell them that it's easy, because every time you're in a relationship with somebody, you build futures upon futures of plans upon plans with that person. Your whole entire world is built around that person, and your whole entire foundation and your entire, your future vision is right there with that person, and then you take it away.
Yeah.
It's gone in a second, and that's hard to do for some people.
Absolutely.
Am I glad that I can sift through the rubble and find, bits and pieces that are okay, but my future vision now, or my vision that I have in the future of what I want now, is completely different than what I expected
Well, I mean,
2 or 3 years ago.
that goes with everybody. I mean, like, you don't know what could happen to you 2-3 years down the line from now.
Exactly.
And
I
even
honestly
tomorrow,
just
for that matter.
encourage
it's a little
that,
fucked.
like, I just encourage that, like, if people feel that they're wasting away, or they see that there's no hope, that there is always hope, in the sense that if you take the step, you're safer in knowing that your life begins tomorrow. You can take another breath, instead of feeling trapped, one of my good friends, I'll put it this way, is trapped. I won't name names, but they've lost all of their friends, pretty assuming mostly all of their family, at this point, because they chose this person, and this person is really toxic for them. And you just kind of pity the other person because you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
And so you see them hurting, and they're like, well, this is a package deal. And you're like, sorry, you don't want the package deal. That's not that's not healthy.
Hey, Kit.
What's up?
Do you have any stories, like from your from work or anything? Like, have you seen anything fucked?
Like, what do you mean?
Like, because I know you're a caretaker. Like, have you had times where you thought you might have had to have, like, called somebody?
2 times. When my grandmother once was having breathing problems, she had to go to the hospital, and the second time was last year when me and her both caught COVID 2 weeks before my birthday.
Fucking yikes. But let me
There is something that I did want to bring up, which I feel hasn't really been touched up on as much. Abuse, like what we've been talking about so far, isn't just contained to family and to relationships. It can come from any possible source, and any source of abuse is a valid source to draw strength or trauma from. Like people, like so, like abuse can come from anywhere, and to try and pretend like it's only family or relationships is completely downplaying like friendship groups.
Oh,
Like abuse
absolutely.
can come from friends, it can come from strangers, it can come from anyone. Like being a pansexual trans girl, I've had abuse all over the shop from random people, and none of those stick in mind because it's just random people. Like there's no connection to them as a person. That's just them saying something to be hurtful. But when it comes from family, friends, relationships, that's when it hurts more because you've got context for that person, you've got connections with that person, they are a part of your continuous world, and that's where for me anyway, that's where most of the pain comes from.
Absolutely, because
Knowing this person, having that connection with this person. Like back in I knew the story had come up as soon as the word was mentioned earlier. So back in college, back when I was in college, when I was a wee baby, Evelyn,
oh, shut the fuck! You're not
I-
that old. You are the youngest one here.
I, 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 I,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was,
Yeah. Can we
I
get
was-
you a baba?
I was,
Listen, I can offer you a bib if you really want.
that may be necessary because if this story goes away, it usually does. I may end up getting a wee bit upset.
Oh no.
I'm gonna be right back.
Want to have smoke?
I can't smoke in my apartment.
I step outside.
I think if anything, I'm going to get through the story first while I have some form of mental coherence about it.
All right.
When I was in college, I was so closeted. I wasn't open about any part of me because experiences beforehand about opening up about the slightest thing to people turned me off of it because I just would get berated for opening up and trying to be myself. So I kept everything locked down. But I was lonely. I was so fucking lonely. And like this isn't to do with a relationship, but there was this guy called, I'm gonna call him N. N would basically always come to me to try and, you know, get some form of interaction, which I loved, I cherished, because someone seemed like they wanted to interact with me. But then they started coming saying, oh, I'm a bit hungry, I didn't have a chance to eat, I'm a bit short on cash, could you lend me a few quid so I could go to... There was this little takeaway nearby where we went to college called Dablish. It was made for the college student. Like, you could get burgers, doner wraps for like £1 a pop. Like, it was designed for college students who were low on funds so they could get something to eat, you know, a hot bite to eat. And I thought, you know, a couple of quid to get some good munch, that's nothing, that's fine. Here's a couple of quid, I've got it spare, go for your life. But then it started getting more. It was like, can I borrow 5 quid? I'm really hungry and I need a drink. Or can I borrow... And then when I found out it was a smoker and he found out I was a smoker, you know, on our breaks we'd be having cigs in the fucking college smoking shelter, and he was just like, oh, could I borrow a few cigs? You know, I haven't gotten on. Yeah, sure, go for your life. Or can I borrow 10 quid so I can get a pack of cigs? Okay. But I saw no issues with this because I needed a connection with someone on a personal level. I needed someone around, and I've noticed a lot of my personality is I'm willing to sacrifice things that I have if it means having a connection. Like, I'm willing to give people money if they need that money, because I don't necessarily need it at that time. But even if I did, that would be irrelevant because they would need it as well, and I just want to help people.
Yeah.
So I'd give this person money, I'd give this person my drinks, my cigs, I'd give this person whatever they asked of me, because I wanted them to stay around, because I wanted some connection with someone. I had no emotional interest in this person. I had no, sexual interest in this person. I had nothing like that. I just needed someone there.
Yeah.
But obviously, there was no connection like that because I was closeted as being trans and being, pansexual. I almost said poly. Pansexual. I mean, technically I am as well, but that's a whole different ballpark. But fast forward. Oh my god, I'm starting to trip over my own words. Oh fuck.
Just take a deep breath.
Fast forward to earlier this year. I hadn't communicated with them at all since college. But fast forward to earlier on this year. In fact, 1 second, do I still have the police report around here somewhere? I can tell you exactly when the fucking thing happened. I, in fact, do not. Fuck me, I'm gonna have to find out at some point. Oh, tangents. And
Jesus.
I was out and about in town, look, because I was, open about being trans at this point. Like, I was very open and forward about being trans, but obviously I was having a bit of a lazy day, so I didn't dress feminine at all, because I was just having a lazy day. I was just running to the shops, going to the local hobby shop to pick up a couple of Yu-Gi-Oh! Booster packs, and then coming home. I end up running into N again. Like, after I don't know how many years, but I ended up running into N, and chatting about old times, about hanging out, and I almost felt like we picked up where we left off, where we were just chatting and hanging about with each other. And so I thought, what, I've got a free day today. I'm not at work tomorrow as well, so I can have a bit of a drink. We're chatting, we're getting along. So I invited him back to my apartment, and for a bit of a drink, a bit of a catch up, just a bit of a chat. Now, on my wall, Renkai, have you ever been in any of my streams?
I think one.
So, how I've got that trans flag on my wall behind me that's always in camera shot when I turn my webcam on?
Yes.
I've had that pretty much since I moved in, because since I was, living on my own properly, I thought, I can personalize my apartment, I can show representation for who I am as a person, finally, outright, without being worried about people saying anything about it. And I forgot I still had that up on my wall, because, I was supposed to take it down to give it a bit of a clean. But, obviously we get back to my apartment, and, he sits down on the sofa, which is hotly enough right next to, where I'm sitting currently. And, I start pouring us a couple of drinks, and he just clocks the flag on the wall, and he's like, it seemed like he got so excited, like weirdly excited about the idea that I was trans, and they were like, "Oh, yo, fuck, you're trans, yo, when did that happen?" And obviously, because I'm open about it, and I was like, "Hey, remember back in college when we used to hang out? Yeah, I was trans. I was confident about who I was back then. I was just, closeted about it." And he started asking really weird and intrusive personal questions, but he'd always done that, so it didn't seem like, so I didn't question it at the time. Like, so you're a woman then? And I was like, yeah, I'm a woman. Oh, so does that mean you like taking dick? And I'm like, well, well, that's a personal question, bit out of the blue, but yes, I do. I am pansexual, so I don't really care about, the genitals of anyone I'd be with or the identity of anyone I'd be with. It's the person. And then they were just asking a bunch of weird questions that were getting more and more sexual. And my dumbass didn't see this as a red flag. They were asking about, so how do you normally dress? Is this how you normally dress, or do you dress more feminine? Like, what sort of clothes do you wear? And I'm like, well, usually I like to dress a bit feminine, but since I was just running to the shop and, picking up some Yu-Gi-Oh cards, like, I didn't feel the need to, dress up or put my makeup on. It seemed like a bit of a waste just to go to the shop. And they were like, oh, so what pants do you wear then? And I was like, buddy, what? And they're like, no, like what underwear do you wear? Do you like wear a bra? Do you wear panties, or do you just wear boxers or something? And I'm like, no, I wear panties, bras, and I brought it on myself. I brought what happened to me on myself because I did make a sly joking comment that sometimes I wear stockings and suspenders.
Oh no.
I like what happened to me is it's on me. Like I brought it on myself. And oh my god, I'm a fucking mess. But he started making comments, oh, you're gonna show me that? Are you gonna show me that? And so naturally, because I was starting to get a bit uncomfortable at this point.
No, please tell me you didn't. You didn't you?
I didn't. I told him I didn't want to tell him because it's, that was starting to toe the line of getting far too much. But he obviously was too curious. He was too curious about what I was wearing.
Wanted to know. He was trying to get you to paint him a mental picture.
No. He was gonna find out one way or another.
Oh.
So he started, taking off my shirt, and I was like, all right, this is getting too far back up, and I was like, no, it's a joke. But then, as I was starting to let go of his arms that was keeping them down, he ripped my shirt off to, take a look at my bra. And I was scared. I was like shouting. I was screaming like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? And he forced my trousers off and saw that I was in fact wearing stockings, and they were like, oh, you were preparing for this, were you? And he fucking on my sofa in my own fucking apartment. He wanted to make me a proper woman.
Is that what he said? Oh no.
On the sofa that I am sat right next to, which is right next to my bed.
Oh
Right,
no.
I'm back.
That's fucked. That's just beyond fucked.
He saw me as a fucking fetish. He raped me on my sofa that I am currently fucking... Oh, because he was curious. He wanted to make me a proper woman. The way I was dressed, I was practically begging for it.
I can't stand that mindset. The way she was dressed, she's practically begging for it. No! That's never an excuse.
He stole my first time from me. He stole that from me.
Like that. I'm sorry. You had to go through that.
Oh, fuck.
What'd you do?
Abuse. abuse doesn't just come from family or relationships. Abuse can come from anyone. Please, anyone watching this, anyone hear this, don't be a dumb fuck like me who practically brought it on herself. Look out for the red flags. Watch out for them. I'm begging you. And I know, I can speak from experience. It's difficult to notice them. It is so fucking difficult to notice them. But
I want to just say that, like, you can't say that you brought it on yourself. Like,
No,
I'm not
no.
gonna say that, like, there's not in any way case, state, and form that, like, it comes down to being your fault. Or, like, even if, like, you thought it wasn't, like, your fault in any way, but, like, it isn't. Like, that's what you gotta realize is no matter, like, the situation, you're still the victim.
Yeah,
You
he
didn't deserve that.
he
You,
planned all that
no
the
matter
second he saw that flag.
what, like, the moment that, like, you didn't want that, that doesn't make it, like, even remotely your fault.
that's
It's
the issue. That's the issue in the situation.
it's not your
I'm
fault.
forced. I'm
Like,
forced to
it's
think
not your
that way.
fault.
It's
I have gone through my entire life being told that things are my fault.
well,
I have been predetermined to believe things are my fault. I invited him to my apartment. I gave him drinks. I didn't take down my fucking flag. I was open about myself. I brought it on myself.
no, you did not bring it upon yourself.
didn't
You did
bring
not
anything
bring
on
upon
yourself.
yourself for that man to rape you. No, you weren't asking. You didn't wake up that morning and been like, you know what? I feel like being raped today. I'm gonna do it. No. No. You literally woke up and you were like, Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Let's get it. And ran into an old acquaintance who you haven't seen for years. You couldn't have guessed that was his
Couldn't have
intention.
planned it for a million, like, pages ago that on this day it's going to happen. You know?
Yeah, no. We are telling you now.
It's not your fault.
It's not your
in
fault.
The slightest. You can't.
Not at all.
You can't blame the person you are as the reason for why this could happen. It could happen to anyone, and like we don't like to talk about it, but it happens to men a lot more than we realize too. Like I said, it happened to me. I was coerced, and at the end of the day,
Yeah.
I had to be told it's not my fault.
Right. I don't. It feels it feels dirty, but I ended up having this girl say that, she really liked me, and she was needing help paying her rent, and we'd kind of been I don't know, we'd been kind of talking to each other for months and months, and I thought this is, hey, finally she
Mic
sees
off.
that I'm gonna treat her right, and we are together for a month or two, and out of the blue, she's apparently we were never dating. She ended up going back to this boyfriend who really just didn't give a shit about her. She was just this side lay, this in between girlfriends girl. I don't know. And she just poofed on me, and then I'm kicked out of the house not even a week later. And the people of the house are trying to make it hard for me to move. I don't know, I lost a lot of trust that day. Because we were together, lovey-dovey, I love you, fucking yeah, me too, and and all of a sudden one day it was just over.
Mic on.
That's fucking
One of
bullshit.
my stories.
Like,
It's not anywhere near the same thing, but it does feel really dirty being taken advantage of and like being led on.
Yeah, no, for sure. It does.
I have a friend
I
that
mean-
that was led on for a while, and they spent a lot of money on this woman with the promise of them coming to visit. They never did. And it broke this fucking poor man's heart. I know it did. He won't admit it. But
Yeah.
I know it hurt. I would be fucking on my knees crying. Because that's just how I am. Because I know what it's like to be given hope only for it to just blow up in your fucking face. But I hate the fact that the saying "it is what it is" such a fucking usable term, because
Right.
we've gone through just so much, and at this point it has become "it is what it is" because no one just fucking cares anymore. And it's not even for a better lack of empathy. It's more of,
It's reclaiming the fucks that I've given out at this point.
yeah.
I
I'll
don't
try and
give
keep
a
my
shit
fucks.
anymore. I don't want them. I'm only gonna pour them into the areas that I need to anymore. That's where I've come to my life at this point. I don't want to sit here and waste away. I don't want to sit here and let those people boggle me down. I don't want these things to inhibit the most phantasmal life I could have.
Yeah, I'd prefer to say instead of "I'm out of fucks to give," more "I'm hoarding them. I've got plenty left. It's
I've got
just
plenty
they're
of
not
fucks.
for
I just
you."
don't- They're not for you. Exactly. Exactly.
I'm a
That is
dragon
the
hoarding my
exact
fucks.
thing. That is the exact way I want to feel about my fucks.
But like,
Like dead ass. Like I
Yeah.
don't want
There you go.
to give a fuck for anything else except you. I like you. I give a fuck. You know.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
And
They are like
here's
little
the
badges
thing.
of honor as these
This sounds
fucks
horrible,
that I
right?
give.
This sounds horrible, but you know what like caused this flip switch in my head? It was my uncle dying. My uncle died like at age 50. Like he's only 50 and he died like last month. September's a really rough month for me.
dude, if my uncle fucking goes,
Like it made me realize like I don't want to live life regretting not doing anything. I don't want to look back and think, damn, I was just a manager for this undisclosed pizza company. I was just this person, this employee. What did I do?
See-
I want to like know that after when I die, that every person that I talk to, I've at least helped in some way, or like I've affected in some way, and at least when I leave, that I have done something. So I'm putting my energy into focus now.
yeah.
Why? Like I don't know about you, but yesterday I was buzzing to do something other than sit on my computer because I felt just
I know.
it
You
felt
wouldn't shut up about
worthless.
it. You're like, I need to do
I
something.
felt worthless. Like I felt absolutely worthless just sitting here.
I've felt like that for a good portion of my life because, as much as I hate to say it, because so many people will be like, "Oh, that's just them saying that." But after a while, it got to me. Like from I was 13 years old until I moved out and just stopped talking to my parents. My stepdad would tell me on a daily basis that I was a piece of shit, that I would never amount to anything on a daily basis. That he he would literally say it in Spanish. He'd be like, "Tú eres un vago de mierda." Basically means you're a lazy piece of shit. Even though I would be working a full-time job and going to school on top of that, and I'd hardly be home because I'd be working all the time or be at school. Still called me a lazy piece of shit because at the times I was home, I'd be asleep. So I was a lazy piece of shit. Stressed myself so badly at my job that when I was 19 years old, I had a stress-induced heart attack because work was fucking piling on me, giving me a hard ass time, and my parents were fucking giving me a hard ass time, saying how they hardly seen me, but every time they see me, they want me to do something or they want me to give them money. Every single time. And then still treat me as if I was just the bastard child, the redheaded stepchild. I was treated worse than Harry Potter was. And it fucking sucked. Because I feel like that is my self-worth now. That I am worth literally nothing. And it fucking sucks because I feel like no matter what I try to do, it'll just amount to nothing. That my stepdad was right, that I'm just a lazy piece of shit, that I won't amount to anything. And I don't want that. I want to leave my mark on something, or at least try to. Just to try to prove him wrong. But
you want to know my dead ass? Like, I can't imagine like living life the way I am anymore. My dream has turned into wanting to buy like 100 acres, grab all of my closest friends, and we're gonna move to Washington and just make a fucking homestead that is livable off of like the land. And that way we can just say fuck it and just pursue whatever creative outlet that any person could want.
See, I don't even have that as a goal. You want to know what my goal is in life right now? Because I've just been fucked.
Absolutely.
It's to be able to fucking order any type of food I want and not have to worry about if I'm gonna have enough money to last me for the next day.
I would love to just have enough money in my life to be able to make an oil change on time.
Like, that's where I'm at. That is where I'm at this point. Like,
And it doesn't help matters that, like, as this generation gets older, we all has to face the whole looming fact that we may never get to retire. Or the fact that, like, you know, economy-wise, everything is crumbling. Social security is drying up. Our infrastructure is dying.
Hey,
Our
hold on,
planet's
wait, hold on. I said we were talking about heavy topics, but those are a little politically heavy topics that I don't want to get into. We're getting into
I
some.
would like to just say that our planet is dying and the rest of us are dying with it.
Not a
At the end of the day.
yeah, I understand. Like,
Shit sucks.
shit does suck.
Shit sucks.
Honestly, I'm electively choosing to remain ignorant to how fucked everything is, because
But if
now
you ignorantly become not aware of everything, then everything gets worse.
oh no, I'm very much aware. I'm just choosing not to focus on it because I have something that I'd rather be focusing on, dedicating my time to, and that's Renkai. Can you take a guess at what it is?
Oh, I know.
It's Travis.
I'm really
Oh.
happy that you and Travis are happy. Like, it is amazing, and especially with all the bullshit you went through. This is your happy ending right here. Like,
I mean, my happy ending will be when something else.
oh, okay, hold on.
I meant him actually saying he loves me too. That's my happy ending.
Oh, that will come. Not a word.
So
Not a
will
word.
I.
Not a word.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, you have to admit, after what I said the last time I opened my mouth.
True. But look, I want that too. I want.
Wait, you want me and Travis to fuck? That's kind
No,
of weird.
look, no,
That's kind of weird. Why-
That's pretty gay.
God damn it.
In fact, he's incredibly straight, as I am a girl and he is a guy.
Okay. I want.
Oh, man. I don't know. There's a guy involved. It's pretty gay. It's pretty
That
gay.
is true.
Look.
That is true. As long as the socks are on, though, it should be fine.
The socks
true.
aren't gonna be on, are they?
No, they have, in fact, not. In fact, the programmer socks may stay on, though.
Oh my God.
I'm pretty sure they're just going to leave them breathless. It's fine.
Look. All I want in life is to come home from work and have the love of my life. Run up, not even run. Can even just walk up and just give me a hug and kiss and tell me that
Do you want to know the cutest thing that me and my current boyfriend do?
that I did a good job, that they love me. That's all I want. That's all I want. I don't want much.
I literally come home and say, "Where is future husband?" And then future husband says, "I'm here," and then I get happy. It'll come.
I want it.
Un-
It'll
Un-
come.
Someday.
Honestly, I think at this point, just the highlight of my time is just when I'm able to go to York, because that means I'm no longer here. I'm no longer surrounded by memories of what happened. While I'm in York, while I'm with Travis, while I'm just cuddled up to him on the sofa watching whatever random bollocks we're watching on YouTube or whatever movie or show we're watching, more likely than not Gordon Ramsay clips.
Where's
in
the
that-
lamb sauce?
In that brief moment of time, I'm not some unhappy dumbass surrounded by memories that she's doing everything in her power to run away from. In that moment, when I'm with Travis, when I'm cuddled up to him, when I'm smiling, when I'm beaming from ear to ear, I'm safe. I feel like I'm at home. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is, yes, the 2 stories out of the entire playbook of stories of shit that's happened to me are 2 heavier ones, incredibly heavy ones. But I'm finally at a point where, sure, it's while I'm at York, but I'm at a point where I'm happy, where I'm safe. Is it any wonder why I love him so much? He has done so much for me. He's made me feel a way that no one previously in my life has made me feel properly, and I can say this 100% confident. He makes me happy. I would do anything I can for that man. And the amount of pride and happiness it fills me finally being able to say that. There is light at the end of the tunnel. And I know the last topic I brought up and the tone of voice I was saying it in may not necessarily entail that message, but there is hope for people. There is a chance at happiness, at redemption. There is
There is
an
escape.
There is an escape.
There is an escape.
And it may take a while to find it, and finding it may be some of the hardest situations any of us will ever have to go through. Not even just the current people in this call, but anyone watching this live, anyone replaying the VOD who has sat through all of this.
But
There is hope for you. There is an escape, and finding it may be difficult, it may hurt, it may take time. But when you find that escape, when you find that happiness, when you find your Travis, things get better. They do. They just get better. And while I may make jokes that the dumbass hasn't said he loves me back yet, they are all just jokes, because part of me now doesn't necessarily need to outright hear it, because the emotions shown, the situations we're in, it speaks more words than those 3 little words could ever encompass. There is hope for you all, and I genuinely hope from my heart of hearts that everyone in this call or everyone watching can find that hope, can find that escape, because it's there for you. You'll get there.
and real quick, I'm gonna put the national hotline for domestic violence for the U.S. I don't know the number for the UK or the EU. So Evie, if you can find that and send it to me, so that way I can put it up in chat too, so that way you guys can get help. And also it's gonna be in the description for the VOD, and also it's gonna be in the description for the YouTube. In the YouTube description as well, for when the VOD gets posted to YouTube as well, because again, this is important, and I'm gonna leave some links in the descriptions as well, so that way you guys can take steps to seek the help and actually see the signs and know what to look out for, so that way maybe you can catch the red flags before something happens that will just haunt you for the rest of your life, because it's not worth it.
You never know when someone's gonna go too far.
And a lot of times people can say, call the police, but unfortunately they're
Not always.
look.
Oh,
The
don't
best
get me
thing-
started
No,
on
hold
the
on,
police.
hold on. I'm going to say this, and we're going to leave it. We're going to leave it at that, because we can literally go on for another 2 hours about this whole topic. But the police's job is basically just to make sure everything stays maintainable. They will not intervene until something has already happened, and that it shouldn't have to get to that point. So please take time out of your day to just check yourself. Not in the way of like check yourself before you wreck yourself, but actually just like check yourself, like check your health.
This,
Just
this
make sure
is
you're
like-
okay.
This is my favorite thing, and I'm gonna be honest, and like it's the best thing that started to guide me throughout my life. If you ask your body a question, like a simple yes or no question, your body will tell you yes or no. If I ask my body for a question of like yes or no, should I do this, or like should I go forward? If you listen to where your body is like most receptive, if you listen to where your body is feeling, your body will almost instinctually give you a response. Most of that is your instinct. If I know like a yes, if I get a feeling of like heaviness in my stomach, I know that's a yes. If I get it like in my lower bowel,
Oh, thank you.
I know that's like a no. You know? It's asking your body where you need to like listen, or like if you feel that something's not right and your brain's like, it's fine, maybe double check. ask your body.
I'll straight ask my body, what the fuck is wrong with you? And it'll be like, I want orange. Okay. Is it calcium or vitamin C? Start thinking about other fruits, and it's like, no. You're like, oh, okay, it's fucking calcium.
So,
I'll tell my body what do you want, and it'll just say appy juice.
okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. So, here is the England's national hotline.
Okay. I am going to go pass out because I gotta be up at 8 a.m.
Here's Northern Ireland's sexual abuse and domestic and sexual abuse hotline for Northern Ireland.
Good night, everyone. Well,
Here is the Scotland domestic and forced marriage hotline or helpline. My apologies. And here is the Wales' hotline for live fear. Live fear free. Jesus Christ, I hate that. I hate live and live.
So, out of curiosity, is there a separate hotline for separate states? Because obviously I'm British as fuck. I don't know how it works over there. Is there a random state off the top of my mind? Is there a hotline Miami?
No. So for us, it's a national hotline, and then it gets directed to the call centers. That's probably how it would go.
Wow, I can't believe my epic reference to the hit game Hotline Miami went over your head.
I left.
I heard it. And literally the Hotline Miami theme song played in my head. And also here's the UK-wide, the men's advice line run by Respect. So this one is for male victims, UK-wide, because it's not just predominantly abuse that does not only happen to women. So don't ever, men, boys, guys, gentlemen, don't ever think that just because you're a man that you just have to suck it up and take it. No. We have feelings too, and we have our breaking points, and stress can and will and does affect us the same way, if not more. And when we snap, we're seen as monsters because we're big. Exactly. So please, if you guys feel like you're backed up in a corner, seek help. Because it is important. I can't stress it enough. Because one of my best friends right now, he has thought about taking his life because he feels like he's backed into a corner. He's dealt with years, decades of emotional and mental abuse from his parents. Like, his childhood and my childhood were basically almost similar. Only difference is his parents beat him less. But yeah, he feels like there's no escape for him, and it sucks because he knows he's loved. Like, we all care for him, and I don't want to lose him because it sounds shitty to me, but I basically see him as my checkpoint, as basically as my marker in life, because we have the same upbringing, and knowing that he's okay and going forward basically kept me going forward. And to hear that he's crumbling and just shutting off from everybody when he wasn't like that, it kills me.
I have something to say on that matter.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the way people view suicide and death in general, it makes it very hard for people who are suicide to even talk about it who are feeling suicidal to even talk about it in the first place. They'd like to, but the moment they start, that everyone's always like, "Oh, bruh, the suicide's not the answer," and stuff like that. That's I've already heard that a billion times.
So, yeah. By the way, if anyone's ever curious, in the states, uh, the suicide hotline number is 988, and they are 24 hour, 24 hours 7 days a week. They're 24/7, toll free. Sometimes one phone call is all it takes. So it it helps.
You said
Sometimes-
988, right?
Yeah, 988 is that's for United States. Let me look for.
Ah,
Oh, how much longer will this podcast be going on for?
Probably gonna go for like another 20 minutes.
Right. In that case, I will say my goodbyes now, as I have stretched out my time a bit more than I probably should have, and I now need to rush to get the last bits and bobs ready to go to work.
No shit. Hurry up! Don't be late.
I know what I'm doing. But thanks for having me. Thanks for putting up with my innate ramblings.
No problem.
it was nice to meet you.
Same? Question mark? I'm sorry, I'm really awkward when I'm not focused on a subject. But thanks for having me. Hopefully another time on possibly a lighter subject, if another podcast ends up happening, I would be a willing participant.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, okay. I found it. So the United Kingdom that emergency number yeah, for suicide prevention hotline
Gonna call it a night.
is 999
Yeah.
and 112.
Good night, Renkite.
Good night, Kit.
Y'all sleep well
Are the
when you
first
get
two
there.
options.
I
And
think 999 is just emergency.
national emergency number in the United Kingdom. 111 is National Health Services first responders. Oh, here it is.
999 is for urgent situations.
It's our 911.
Okay, I found it. I found it. I found it. Here it is. UK.
Ah, that's the American version, ya Burke. Fucking Maurice Moth. I can love that guy.
There you go. That should be it right there. So, yeah. I guess this wraps up our first ever podcast, actually. That actually went a lot smoother than I thought, surprisingly. I'm not even going to lie.
Be honest, I thought retelling that second story would have made me. I mean, I did sort of like try and disassociate as I was telling it.
Is my snake trying to escape its cage? What are you doing? Stop it.
I seem well adjusted, but I'm really just resigned.
That is a vibe.
But
I am sorry for getting how I did
no, you're fine.
earlier on. I sort of had a bit of a breakdown and dropped voice, let's say.
I am like 2 seconds from that state at any given moment. No worries.
But so yeah, guys, I want to do another podcast because this was actually kind of fun. I actually enjoyed just like sharing bits about myself that I never thought I'd share, and it was nice. So,
honestly, subject matter aside, I genuinely enjoyed being part of something, and if any of the information that I gave on my circumstances can be used by someone to help them, then I'm more than happy to have shared it.
But yeah, so you guys take care, chat. The VOD might be up later on today, might be up tomorrow, but you're gonna have to wait for the YouTube video because there's one other person whose stories I want him to share. So there might be a little hidden side podcast later on today. Who knows? But if not, it'll definitely be in the YouTube video towards the end. So you guys enjoy the rest of your nights / mornings, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.
Before we go, I have one quick thing to plug. Yes, it is time for Evelyn's shameless plug in other people's content.
Shameless plug.
I also stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/Princess Evergale. Maybe you want to check me out. Maybe.
I, 9 Cats, says boil your nipples.
Absolutely. Protect your babies. Especially nowadays. Well, anyway, guys, take care.